We're starting a new series. Well, hello Southside, and welcome back to the middle school vlog series. We are starting a new series this week. It is called Be Like Christ. Now, I thought about making a video where I'm outside playing basketball, where I'm out there doing slam dunks, and I'm out there, doing whatever you do playing basketball. Touchdowns? Goals. I don't know, whatever you do when you're playing basketball with a basketball. But I thought, maybe not. But if any of you saw my Instagram, you saw that I Instagrammed a picture of Jesus playing basketball, which I thought would be much more appropriate. Because what we're going to be talking about is coming out of Ephesians. We're going to be reading what Paul has to say about being imitators of God. But first, it's story time. So, as many of you know, I am getting a new apartment. I'm so excited about this apartment. Only thing is, this apartment is not so much an apartment, it's more of a room. I'm living in a closet, but it'll be my room. Besides, we all know that I practically live at the church anyways, and I would invite you guys to come over, but you're not invited. In other news, there's only like a month left of school. That's a plus. Woo! Woo! But back to our topic. Have you ever had someone that you've really looked up to? Someone that you just want to be like them? You think they're cool, you think they're funny. This guy. And sometimes we'll do things like change our clothes so that we'll look like those people. Sometimes we change the way we talk so we can sound like them. Sometimes we even change the things that we like and we don't like. I don't like Star Wars. I don't know what you're talking about. At no point have I ever owned 13 Star Wars shirts or slept in a bed shaped like the Death Star. Well, Paul says to the Ephesians that we are to imitate God. Isn't he like perfect or something? Isn't he like creator of the universe? So how on earth do we imitate God? I'm glad you asked. In the first few verses of chapter 5, Paul tells us how we can imitate God. Word to the wise, this is not about being like God, or this is not about being a God. Just listen to what he has to say. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. Isn't that lovely? But what does it mean? In verse 1, it says that God set an example for us. What is that example? It says in verse 2 that example was walking in love. Everything from the death of his son, Jesus, all the way to creation, God is showing love to everyone. But then at the end of verse 2, we get another example. Just as Jesus loved us, that's how we should love. Now, I want to point something out really cool. Notice it says that Christ gave himself up in verse 2, meaning his life wasn't taken from him. No, you can't have it. No, Christ freely gave his life up for us. Here you go. He did it in God's time and God's way. And just as he freely chose to show us love through his sacrifice, we are to freely choose to love God and other people. You know what that means, Southside? That means that we have to make a choice to love people. And Paul says this is the first way that we imitate God. Keep in mind that when you imitate someone, that means you've got to do something. If I was trying to imitate Michael Jordan, swoosh, do you think I could do it by sitting on my behind all day? Or if I got to get up and practice? Nothing but net. I think I broke my Bible. So Southside, do you want to have a closer walk with God as your creator and savior? Paul says, step 1, start loving people. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds a lot like something that I taught a month ago. Newsflash, the Bible talks a lot about love. And let's be honest, the world needs a little right about now. So go out this week and love some people. Buy them something. Diamond rings. Say something nice to them. You look pretty. Or do something to help someone out. I know what I'll do. I'll bake you a pie. Or maybe just be nice for a change. Hey friend. Well, Southside, that's all I got for you this week. Tune in next week. We'll be talking about the next few verses and what Paul has to say about imitating God. Let's be like Christ!